Hey YouTubers, he's back and it's another pickup video, and it's quite a good mix this time of retro and gaming goodies really. But to start off with, let's do vinyl of the month. I actually bought these vinyls probably about 6 weeks ago, and as we know, season 4 of Stranger Things has been out, guys, and it's pretty good, isn't it? Big fan of Eddie Munson, rest in peace. Spoiler there, but still, he may come back. Who knows? It's Stranger Things. But anyway, obviously, our Kate Bush, our British Kate Bush, you know, the song, one of the songs from her second album, I think, Hounds of Love and Run Up the Hill. Big revival, big hit, and really good in that TV series in particular. So I thought I'll get some classic Kate Bush albums. Now I managed to get these from Amazon before there was a big price hike. So I got the first album, Kate Bush, the Kick Inside, and this has obviously got the more older classic ones, such as The Man with a Child in His Eyes, Wuthering Heights. So those were the two biggest hits there. But also, you know, one of the best albums is The Hounds of Love, which obviously has got The Run Up the Hill, Cloud Busting. Yeah, those are the two ones I recognise off the top of my head, really. But this album had sold out on Amazon, and the Skypers were charging about 2 or 3 times the normal retail price for this, and even on eBay it was going for a lot of money. So I think this is, you know, became sort of, even though these two are both remasters, I think they've been scared surprised. They probably need another reprint, which no doubt Kate Bush will do at some point, given how successful she has been more recently again, thanks to Stranger Things, and quite rightly so. Other non-gaming goodies, I guess this is kind of gaming related. Still Stranger Things. Little Palace Arcade Funko t-shirt. Nice little tin it comes in, so I thought that was rather cool. You know, especially with Palace Arcade from the season 3. Was it season? No, it is season 3, and it's not. Or is it season? No, it is season 3, isn't it? I think it's season 2. Another thing I ordered from AliExpress is this large Resident Evil Nemesis doll. This is so much cheaper on AliExpress. I've got this box for £40 with shipping. Whereas if you look on eBay, you can pay, you know, people ask anything between £60 to £100 for this doll. It's pretty good, pretty good. I mean, it's typical Chinese build quality. It's not as good as what you might get from Hot Toys, I would say, official Hot Toys stuff. But it's you know, it's very detailed for what it is. Certainly good enough, and especially for 40 quid, because some people, you know, Hot Toys, the official Hot Toys, you're paying a lot more than £40 for a doll. So yeah, I'm happy with that. It did, you know, does come with a box, but I think it looks better just standing there looking menacing. Other gaming goodies, or non-gaming goodies, I suppose. Retro bits. The classic Scanners box set DVD has got all the 3 films, even though I've not seen the other 2. I've only seen the first one, which is a really classic. It is Cronenberg, isn't it? I'm pretty sure that it's Cronenberg. Done the first one. I'm pretty sure it is, isn't it? It's pretty it's pretty dark, to say the least. Yeah, it is Cronenberg. But classic horror. If you've never seen Scanners, guys, somehow just watch it. Okay, it's, you know, it might be a bit dated in terms of fashion and everything else, and it's, you know, it's a bit of an old 80s type movie in that respect, but the special effects and the storyline, they're pretty good. I guess they'll probably do if they haven't already, do a remake at some point, but whether or not it'll be as good as the original, I don't know. But this used to give me nightmares when I was a kid. Yeah, don't watch your little ones watch it, even now. While we're on movies, just a VHS for Goonies, got that off eBay. These both cheap. I think I won that for about £9 from Music Magpie, I think, and I think this was about £6 or something delivered. So it wasn't not bad, not bad. When I was on a little mini holiday, went to Eastbourne. In game, I've got this little Star Wars R2-D2 official Tamagotchi. I had about £15 worth of vouchers on my game card, so it only cost me a fiver in the end. But I just thought, you know, I like Star Wars. It's an official Tamagotchi, so why not? Kind of a gaming accessory to be mindful. I've ordered some official Sony. I say Sony, they are branded Sony, but whether or not they are official, who knows? Replacement PSP batteries for the Model 1, 2 and 3 PSPs, because whatever mate you get, if it's official Sony or the bootleg ones, be warned guys, if you've got an old PSP, dig it out and take the battery out, because they will swell with age. This is all swollen, and so is this, you know, this one too, and it's a bit of a major design flaw that they do swell like this, and so they don't last forever with batteries. But what happens is, as they swell, they put pressure on the back of the case, so you don't want to cause any damage to your PSP, guys. So my advice to you, if you've got a PSP and you're not using it for a while, do store a battery separately to outside of a unit, and don't leave it in a unit indefinitely, because they swell. They don't last, unfortunately. And from AliExpress you can get, you know, really good. I've already got a couple of these. I've probably, you know, Sony branded ones, decent make ones, and they're not too expensive. You get them from AliExpress. I think they're about £6 or £7 delivered to get replacement batteries, so you can get those right at the moment. Another thing which isn't exactly gaming, well, it's not at all, but it's 90s retro. Jarvis Cocker done a sort of semi-biography type book, and it only came out this year. I didn't know about it, and I read about it and I thought it was something interesting. Lots of stories and so forth from, you know, from his past and everything, with lots of nice pictures and stuff. If you like pulp and like 90s and Britpop and stuff, you know, this is a good book to get. The book itself was about £22 on Amazon, but under collectible, you know, you can also get signed copies for about £32. So I thought for another tenner, I'll get one signed by the man, by Jarvis Cocker. Okay, another book. Got this. I won this on an auction for a fiver on eBay, and that's obviously the original Crazy Taxi Strategy Guide. I wasn't looking for it in particular. I just came across it and I thought, oh, that's cheap, and I don't have that particular strategy guide, so I thought, you know, put a low bid on it. No one else bidded on it, so I got it for a fiver. So happy days. And that was with shipping. Okay, I got a few controllers. You know I'm a bit of a sucker for controllers. First of all, a while back I bought another Sega Saturn, a Model 1 Japanese, which has been modded for a power supply. So I don't need to use a step-down power supply. It's got some other mod in it as well. But I also bought an HDMI lead, so it's my Saturn for the modern TV. Excuse that, it's just probably my missus. But I wanted another controller. Now I've been using the new Retrobit controllers, which are pretty good, especially the wireless ones. But I was just looking, and Brawler Gen by Retrofighters have brought out a proper Saturn controller. Now there's a black one, or this one, which is obviously for a Model 1 Japanese Sega Saturn. So that's what I went for. Got it off eBay. It was about £30, not too bad. That's it. It's okay build quality wise. I mean, on the side and everything else, and the buttons, they feel okay, and it's quite comfy on the side. It's a little bit, I don't know, the edging could be a bit smooth around there, I would have thought, but it's not sharp where you actually hold it, so it's not a problem. I just get the impression that the build quality from Retrofight is not on the same level as, let's say, 8-bit do. So if you class 8-bit do as the BMW of controllers, then I would say Retrofighters is probably the Ford. It's okay, but not luxurious, not that finer finesse that we like, really. Talking of 8-bit do, I've got another 8-bit do controller. I already had was sort of PlayStation type inspired Xbox controller of 8-bit do, which I use on my new Xbox Series X. But I thought I'd also get the proper, Xbox style Retrobit controller. Again, it wasn't a lot of money. It was about £23 from the Amazon warehouse. Another really nice controller, guys. I'm just lapping up these 8-bit do controllers for the systems while you can still get them, because there's such build quality. I just think, how the Hori controllers, when they came out for that with GameCube and everything else, and the prices shot up on those once you can get them anymore. I think that might happen for some of the 8-bit do controllers, I reckon, as time goes by, because they don't make them indefinitely, and they have made some really good controllers, of which I've got an arcade stick by them. Now, the first arcade stick I think they did was the M30, but the more modern equivalent they've got is this one, the Bluetooth one, and the build quality of this, guys, is superb. I mean, it's built for modding. First of all, you want to change all the buttons out and the arcade stick thing, the actual, what do you call it? Oh, you know what I mean. Joystick? I don't know what you want to call it, but if you want to change the actual control bit, you can do that if you want to. I mean, it's an 8-way one already. To be honest, I'm fine with it. The buttons themselves, it may not be SanWa, but I think they up there with SanWa, so they're perfectly good enough for me. The only thing I did change, there was a ball top controller, which is perfectly good enough if you like ball top control knobs. But I'm a bit like I like the American back top style, so I had this nice clear red one I got from a proper British arcade parts shop, with quite good quality one, which I had. So I just added that onto it. I've got a Bluetooth dongle as well to go with my Mega SG and my Mega Drives I've got. And I mean, I did have a proper dedicated Mega Drive arcade stick from the day, which I still got. But it's so stiff and horrible to use, it really is. Whereas this, it's luxury, it's night and day, it really is. Obviously you can use this with a Switch as well as RetroPie and PC, but I just, and any other system that you got your 8-bit do dongle plugged into. I mean, this does have it comes with a little 2.4 gigahertz as well, little dongle if you want to plug into a USB device. But the 8-bit Retrobit 8-bit do made some really good Sega Mega Drive Bluetooth dongles and also SNES ones as well. I'm not too worried about the SNES, but certainly for this one, I recommend this. There's a lot of weight to it. The build quality is really good. So if you haven't already got one of these guys, and you got a Mega Drive or a Mega SD, definitely, or just treat yourself to it. It's not expensive. It's about 80 quid on Amazon. It's really good value, I reckon, and I reckon when they do disappear, people will be missing them. Alright, is that all the accessories? Another accessory before I forget. James from Retro Import Gamer, he had this. I know quite a few other people. Retro Rob's got one of these, and quite a few other people. I think Eddie Rowe, of course, may have one, and Dylan Hypercore may have one. But it's for official flip grips by this European company. I can't remember what they're called. Is it flip grip? I don't know. But anyway, they do have a US site and also a UK site. I mean, not a UK site, a sort of French site. But the shipping is not too expensive. I think it's like another £5 on top of the actual unit itself. So it's about £25 delivered. Really good quality shipping service. And the build quality of this is good. Sorry if you guys are not too sure what this is. This enables your Switch to to have the grips on the side of the actual screen, so the screen is in the vertical Tate mode, which is ideal for pinball and a lot of top-down shooters and stuff. So I just got one of these because I thought it's a nice piece of kit. People recommended it, so I thought I'll get one. Okay, games. At last, games. Let's get the I thought I finished for the PS2, and I technically did, but I just came across a couple of other games which I thought, I have a standalone edition of that, but not the collector's. So I looked on eBay, and it was very expensive. But then they had one in stock on CX, so I took a gamble, a bit of a Stewie's CEX roulette, and it's the Ultimate Spider-Man edition of on the PS2, and this is all complete with everything that comes with it, good condition. I think it was about £35 with shipping from CX, which is so much cheaper than on eBay, because people are asking double that really on eBay. So happy with that. There was an iToy game which I did not have. As a subset, I've collected all the iToy games that have iToy in the title. I know there's it's about another 10 or so more that don't have iToy in the title but use iToy, but I'm not really bothered about those. But I had the Pom Pom iToy game. Dancing with Pom Poms. No, I don't actually do that. It's just for collection. But there was another one called Hero, which comes obviously with a silver iToy camera, the game, but also like a greenish, well, a very green little foam sword. It's all complete in here. Someone was saying it all complete for 30 quid with shipping on eBay, so I thought that's not bad. It's all good condition, so I thought that would do me. Okay. There's one other new game which I thought I decided to get. Garfield. Yes, Garfield, the cartoon cat. I used to love Garfield as a kid, and I think they brought out about 4 or 5 games from the PS2. But there was one game called Garfield Saving Arlene, which was limited. I don't know, produced in very limited numbers everywhere. But the PAL UK copy goes for hundreds, and I did not want to pay hundreds for this. But I was able to get a European copy, an Italian copy, for I think it was about €50, including shipping or something like that. So about 40 odd quid. So that's what I got. It plays in English, so to have the Italian / Spanish copy. Well, I think it's actually, yeah, it's probably Spanish, not Italian. It's great. I just put an English label on the side so I know what the game's called in English. So yeah, I got that. So I'm quite happy with that. Sometimes a Euro edition is the way to go. Alright, there was a few PS2 games which are ridiculous money really, and I had gone for cheaper Japanese versions. But I kind of regretted it with hindsight. So I looked again and was a bit more patient this time, and so I was able to get the UK PAL versions. So Dragon Ball Z Infinite World, I've got a UK PAL copy now, so the Japanese copy I'll be getting rid of. I got this about 40 quid. It's okay. I don't mind 40 quid too much. Alright, CX Roulette again. CX have got one in stock. Armored Core Last Raven. This was a game that a private eBayer wanted, to 144, and I offered him 100 and he wouldn't take it. Got this from CEX, all complete, excellent condition for the 80 quid mark, which is what it should be. So, happy days. I did have a Japanese copy, which is worth about 35 quid. That's what I paid for Japanese, so I've got to get rid of that one as well at some point. Doc Hat Quarantine. I did have a UK PAL copy, but I only had a 1 disc. And that was nagging me, because all my other ones were, had the DVD too. So I hunted, and I managed to see finally find an eBay that was saying one for a fair price. I think he had it listed for 135 or 140, and I said, would he take 120? And he said he would. So I got it for 120, which isn't bad because the standalone edition from CEX with one disc, I think it's about 90. So you know, for a second, another 30 quid. Yeah, yeah. I've got the 2-disc one now. So I do have a 1-disc version to get rid of at some point. I'm not going to rush off to get it, but yeah. I think a lot of these games will only go up more in value, so I'll just put that in my trade pile and get rid of at some point in the future. Okay, this game, this is a PAL copy. I did get the Japanese copy. It was so much cheaper. But again, this game normally goes for about £50 to £70 on eBay. But CX did get another copy in, and so I got it for retail at about 30 odd quid. And that is Monster Attack, and it came with a manual. Thank you. So again, happy days to get another complete one of Monster Attack, which is like the first Earth Defense Force game. Or was it Earth Defense Force 2? I can't remember. It's one of the Earth Defense Force games. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the first one. Yeah. Okay, PS2 finally done and dusted. No more PS2 ever. Very precise words. Okay, I do have a monster high pile of PS4 games to show you, which I'll do almost last. I mean, for the sake of people who prefer older games, let's do some older goodies to keep people alive and focused. Sometimes some people aren't too mad on the newer games. Okay, Magic Sword, the Super Famicom, classic arcade game. I really like the arcade game. It does take a while though, but it is a coin cruncher. Is that a right term? Muncher or coin muncher? Is that a better term? I don't know. I mean, basically, you need a lot of credits to get through a game because you know, you do have you can die a lot on this, but you can continue from where you are. Stewie, I know Stu's got Tootie Stu he managed to get a fantastic deal on the UK PAL copy, but I've got a Super Famicom copy for 30 quid. So I thought that's I'm happy with that. 30 quid, all box complete. That's not a bad price. That'll do me. On the Mega Drive, classic Mercs top-down shooter. We all know Mercs. It's classic. It didn't cost a lot of money. I think it was about a £20 mark. Got it a while back. I mean, a lot of these games, by the way, I've not just got in the past few weeks. I've probably some of these games I've had for about 2 months ago. So I've just been in my pile to show. I've got, even though I finished collecting for Saturn, I did not have this game, and it's got a love-hate relationship. You can get it on the PlayStation, I think, as well as the Saturn, and I think the Saturn version is slightly better. It's still not as good as the arcade version, but it's like it's almost like a light gun shooter, but unfortunately it does not work with Sega Saturn shooter, the light gun, for whatever reason, which is a bit bizarre. But it still plays alright, don't get me wrong. And that is Revolution X, Music is a Weapon. Basically it's like a Aerosmith supported or inspired light gun type game, even though I said it doesn't use a light gun. But again, I've got a UK copy all complete. It wasn't a huge amount of money. I think it was about I can't remember off the top of my head. It's between 20 and 30. It wasn't a huge amount. Evercade. I have about a handful of Evercade games. No, I do not have an Evercade console yet. I think I'll probably get the arcade, the home console type as opposed to handheld type. When it comes out in a decent colour. I just hate the white colour scheme. I know there's a limited edition one, but I won't go and pay stupid money for one. I'll just wait until I can get until they bring out another one, which they're bound to. That's in black or something. That isn't like limited edition. Isn't silly money. Anyway, the Renovation Collection. Geras and Soldis and the Phallus games, and I've got quite a few others on here. Unfortunately, it hasn't got all the renovation games on there that was on the Mega Drive, because there's some bloody good games by renovation on the Mega Drive, but they haven't got them all, but they've got some of them, so maybe they'll do a renovation collection 2 at some point, which would have those, which would be a must own. PS Vita, I've stopped collecting PS Vita years ago, but I came across this just by chance, and it's all new and sealed, and they have quite a few copies for sale. It's Top Trumps Turbo, and it was like £9 with shipping, so I thought it's not bad for a PS Vita game or new sealed. The reason why I got it is because it's got a lot of IP references to like Doctor Who, Star Wars, Batman, Lord of the Rings, even Jaws, and Angry Birds, Pirates of the Caribbean, a lot of Family Guy. So it's got a lot of references to IP which I like, So I thought, yeah, I'll add it to my PS Vita collection. I've got enough room for 1 or 2 more games on the shelf where I keep them, so that's what I've done. Okay, okay, what shall we go to now? We'll do a bit of Nintendo, hey guys? We'll do a bit of Nintendo. There's a handful of Wii games I wanted to get, so I've finished collecting for a Wii now. Actually, there's a few subsets or systems I've finished collecting for now, which is a real achievement. So I finished collecting for a Wii. There's a few games that, none of these are big hitters, there's just a few cheap titles which I needed to get. So Wacky Racers Crash and Dash, again that was about £2 or £3. Always adore. Hang on, bear with us. Sorry about that, guys. Amazon delivery. I ordered a couple of Blu-rays. Nicolas Cage, Willy's Wonderland, and Prisoners of Ghostland. Yeah, there's another classic one called Mandy, and I think it's one called Colours or something. I can't remember. Some really weird, far-out horror ones, but these are the more jolly, silly, stupid type ones, which I'll probably, I can more okay with. Worth a lot of money. I think they're about £5 each. Nick Cage, he's gone out there. He's making movies like there's no tomorrow, really, isn't he? With independent studios, and he is not afraid what he does. If it's a story, however wacky, and he's interested in it, he gives it a go, and he puts full commitment in it. So he's a diamond geezer in my book, Nick Cage. He's not saying, oh, I want millions and millions of dollars for every movie, and then do about 1 or 2 movies every 3 years. He must be making about half a dozen movies a year at least. He is, so good on you, Nick. Anyway, I digress. Back to the Wii. Yeah, so Wacky Racers, Broken Sword, Shadow of a Tempest, Director's Cut. Again, that was only about £2 or £3. Sports Island 3, Hudson game. I got this from CX, I think, or was it eBay? One of the two. I don't know, but it didn't cost a lot. It was about £6, and that's quite a hard to find game actually. So that might be one that might go up in price at some point for Wii collectors. And Samurai Warriors 3. I did not have that one either. So finally finished collecting for a Wii, and so we'll stay with Nintendo. Excuse me, just grab a drink. Another system I have finished collecting for, and that's a 3DS. Okay, Retro Ed, he's got a full set I believe, and he'll tell you that he's glad to finish collecting for them, because 3DS games are getting more expensive. Don't get me wrong, you always find your titles for under £5, but there are some that have really shot up and getting silly money. So I wanted to finish collecting for a 3DS. The DS hasn't got become super expensive. There are some, but with DS is I've got a bit more time to finish that system off. It's about another 10 DS games I want to get. But with 3DS, that is one system. It's going all GameCube. It's going silly money. So I thought, yeah, must focus on those. So I've got Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga all complete with a manual. I think it was about a £30 mark of eBay. I think it was eBay I got that. I think this is from CEX, The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Again, it wasn't a lot of money, it was about £6. Rabbids Rumble, again, this wasn't a lot of money, I think it was about a £6 mark. This sort of hidden object games, I do love hidden object games. Return to Ravenhurst, a horror-inspired one, again, about a £6 mark, but it's something you still don't see it that often. Adventure Time, Explore a Dungeon, I don't know. Again, I think it's like a RPG type C one, isn't it? Based on a Nickelodeon TV series. It is Nickelodeon, isn't it? Yeah, I think so. Or Cartoon Network, one or two. Yes, Cartoon Network. Well, anyway, yeah, it's another one I wanted for a system. And there was one other game, complete with Shin Megami Tensei collection on the 3DS. I think there's been about 5 games, and this one is not the most expensive, but it's certainly up there. And oh God, I was watching it on eBay. I was watching auctions on eBay, and both of them finished on eBay about £135 mark, and I don't know, it's a bit more than I wanted to pay. CEX had it for 90 quid. I say had it. They had it listed. They didn't have any in stock, so I'll put it on my watch list, hoping that one will come up with CEX and I might get one from them. It did. It came up. It came up last week, but CEX put the price up to 130 quid. So I thought I'll sod it. Still slightly cheaper than eBay, so I thought, oh, the chances are it won't be getting cheaper. So I thought I'll get it now before it goes stupid money. Well, one could argue 130 quid for a 3DS game is stupid money, but even more stupid if that makes sense. Well, anyway, Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey Redux. The Redux is a slightly updated version, I suppose, because this game did come out on the DS in the States and Japan, but not Europe for whatever reason. So this is the only European version of this game that you can get. It's complete with poster. It is all English copies. Even the European copies with European writing on the back, it's still silly money on eBay. More than 130 quid, because the buy it now prices on eBay for this game is about 180. That's how silly it is, So I thought 130 from CX. Bite the bullet. It's not ideal, but it is what it is. But now I finished for the VDS. Yes, it's so nice when when you've been collecting games for so many years and you finally finish collecting for some systems. It's just you're seeing your want list going down by significant numbers. I mean, my want list is I think it's about 440 games at the minute, and that's for everything. And considering how large my collection is, it shows how long I've been collecting and so forth. But sometimes the want list goes up a little bit. We see new games by other people have bought from eBay, but obviously if you still collect for modern systems like PS4 and PS5, it does grow a bit as new titles get released naturally. And so from my point of view, when games go completely digital, that'd be one good reason for me to finish collecting altogether. Because even with my 450 left, over half of that is for PS4, to be perfectly honest. And it's a pretty good system, PS4, and it's brought out so many good games, 16-bit games, retro-inspired games, never mind re-releases of really good games, shooters and anything else, and new IP. It's if you love gaming, unless you purely are old school, retro gamer who own, well, I'd say that even if you like 16-bit games and so forth, as long as you're willing to play new 16-bit games, you're sorted on the PS4. So you should really get a PS4 and just hunt those sort of kind of games that you like Metroidvania type games, if that's what you want. There's tons on the PS4, and some of the games have really come down a lot of money too. Well, anyway, I digress. We'll take a pause from Nintendo. I do have a few Switch games, but we'll take a pause. Dreamcast. Again, I thought finished collecting for a Dreamcast. But there was a couple of games I thought I had on the PlayStation, but I thought, oh, I saw them on Saturn on the Dreamcast for a cheap price. I thought I might as well get them for the Dreamcast too, especially as they arcade type games. So we got the arcade game 18 Wheeler, classic truck driving type arcade game. Yeah, why not? You know, it's built for the Naomi arcade, so what it should play well on a Dreamcast. And another arcade game, Hydro Thunder, another good classic arcade type game. So I thought I'd just get those, all boxed and complete, and the boxes were in good condition, which is really unusual for Dreamcast. So yeah, happy with those. And got a couple of cheap. Actually two, only not exactly cheap. Well, one is definitely Miss Pac-Man Maze Madness. That was in CX for about £8. The case wasn't too bad, so I thought, yeah, why not? It's a Pac-Man game where I didn't have. I can't remember if I showed this or not. It is I might have done. I can't remember now. But it's Power Rangers Pinball, and it's on the Japanese version because look at that cover. Just look at the art of that cover. That's so cool. Because the PAL copy is quite expensive. I think it's about £30 to £50. But it's pinball, so I've got no issues, no worries playing that. Or not, because it's how hard can it be? It's a pinball game. So language barrier is not an issue. Okay, this game I had the playable demo off, and it's it's a good. It's been recommended. It's Kuroshi Final Mental Blocks. You can get the Japanese version really cheap. I think you can get the Japanese version for about a 10 or 15 quid. But I managed to. I got this off an eBayer, and it wasn't a bad price. I think it was about £25 mark, maybe slightly more. And it's the case again wasn't in good condition and all complete. So I thought, I don't mind that. That's not too bad a price. So I finally got that game because it is a really good type puzzle block type. Well, obviously it's a puzzle game, but it's a bit of strategy in it. I think as well in it really, sort of top down game where you're a little person on this sort of grid, and you got to move forward and avoid getting killed, and it's a bit more to it than that, but that's the crux of it anyway. But it's supposed to be quite fun and addictive, all the same. Okay, Xbox One. A couple of games I wanted and I got. So, Aliens Fireteam Elite. I think I got the part of a 3 for 2 deal from the game. Resident Evil 3. Again, I played this on the PS4. Wanted it for the Xbox One because Resident Evil is one of the IPs I collect on every platform. And this is another example of a. I mean, in Lego games, I tend to focus more on the Switch and the PlayStation. But with Star Wars, Lego Star Wars, I get them on every system, and so I didn't have it. I had it for the other systems, but not the Xbox One. So I got this special Blue Book Steelbook edition. Blue Milk Steelbook edition of the Xbox One. All sealed, all new off eBay, and I got it for a really fair price. I think it was about £45–50 mark, which for that particular game is still good. Because I think you pay that for a brand new copy, standalone copy, in the shops. Another system I finished collecting for complete now is the Xbox 360. Yeah. So there's a couple. This game is cheap. It's cheap. Ben 10 Action Force Field Jacket Attack. So it's only about £4 or £5. Marvel Avengers Battle for Earth. This is one of the Kinect games. Again, it's Marvel, so that's the reason why I wanted it. So, Got a couple of Xbox 360 imports. This one was recommended by Dylan. It does have some of the games on this collection. You can also got on the Western release. So I've got it on the Western disc, but there are some exclusives. And this is the Atari Cubed collection. So this has got Lumines Live, Every Extra Extreme, and Res HD. So they kind of some puzzle games, but some sort of shooting type, three-dimensional music rhythm type games as well, I think. Res HD is more of a shooter type game, even though you're kind of flying. But anyway, yeah, so I got that from the States. And I'm trying to remember how much I paid for it. I think it was about 15 quid with another £10 shipping. About £25 mark, I think it was. Okay, this other game, I got it on the PS2. And I thought, ooh, was it PS2 or PS3? I think it's a Japanese PS2 I got it on. I thought, oh, sorry, I'll get it for Xbox 360 as well. It is the HD box set of Mushimusama. That's the title. It's all new and sealed. I did pay a bit for this. It was, I think it was about 130, which is a lot of money, but it's if you know your cave shooters on the Xbox 360, you know they're not going to be cheap. There's only a few cheap cave games on the Xbox 360, which are ones that got Western release, such as Death Smiles 1 and Ikai Katana and Under Defeat. I think they're reasonable prices, but if you know all the other shooters which are Japanese exclusive, you're looking at silly money for. This is getting a re-release on the Switch or PS4, both from Limited Run, as well as S-Pack Older 2, which is up there. So yeah, I thought, what hell, I get it. You know, I do have it on the Japanese. I think it's PS2 actually. Now, right. Before we do a PS4 and bore some people who don't like modern games to tears, I've just got a few Switch titles to show, okay? Right. I had some vouchers for Argos, so this game cost me about 5p, even though it's a £40 game. Mario Golf Extreme Rush, a lot of people are saying that's really good. This game I had ordered from Strictly Limited, it finally came. It is Zombie Nation on the Switch. It comes with a nice little postcard. It's got it Japanese and like an American version. I'm not sure if it came to the States, but excuse me, it did come to PAL. But it's on the Famicom and it's a super expensive shooting game. There's lots of videos on it. James Ralph, Angry Video Game Nerd, done a video on it. It is stupidly difficult. It's like Pink Bullets type hardness. I've tried playing it even on easy, and even though you can save and rewind, I couldn't get past about a minute's worth of play in it. It's just too hard for me to play. It's still nice to have as a shooter on the collection, but it is balls hard. Yeah, only get that if you are, you know, a dedicated shooter collector like I am. But if you're good on it, hats off to you. I salute you. Okay, Rigid Force Redux, sorry, another shooting game by is it Big Pixel Heart? This one, I think it's Pixel Heart. Yeah, wasn't a lot of money. Was this Strictly Limited too? I think this was. It's for Taito Milestones collection. So you got on here Ninja Warriors, Wild Western, Frontline, Alpine Ski, Crix, Elevator Action, Freeland Story, and Halley's Comet. So there's a few classic Taito games on there. I think Ninja Warriors is the most one that sticks out most for me. But yeah, classic. I got this from eBay actually. It wasn't a bad price actually. I think it's about £40 mark. It's Shantae's Whiskey Revenge Director's Cut with the art card. Yeah, limited one game. We all know about Shantae. This game, again, I had vouchers from Argos, and so even though it's a £40 game, it did cost me that. It probably cost me about a tenner. Well, I said I had vouchers. It's from the Final Fantasy Chocobo GP. Now, this bird is obviously featured in some Final Fantasy. Is that 8? There might be 7. I don't know. But anyway, done lots of racing games. So the racing game on the PS1 PAL is really expensive, but I've got like a Japanese box set racing game. So when I thought they'd bring it out on a modern system, I'll pick it up. Square Enix. What can I say? It's no arcade racer and it's no Mario Kart. I guess it tries to be a bit like Mario Kart, but with like RPG elements thrown in, plus some really difficult controls. It's not quick and pick up and fun. I'm only getting it for. I played it, but I don't think I'll play it again. To be perfectly honest, I did not enjoy it. But it'd probably be a Switch collectible, I reckon. While we're on Shantae, I got some other cheap, another Shantae game off eBay. This is a Shantae Game Boy Color re-release, I think. By limited one. Again, I did not get this for a lot of money. I think it's about a £40 mark off eBay, which again is a really good price with the card. So, yep. I've got Big Buck Hunter Arcade by Cabela. It's not Cabela. It's not Cabela Shooter. It's a Big Buck Hunter Arcade one. I've got this because it's getting harder to get. You can get it digitally. I got it digitally cheap for about £2 or £3 from a Nintendo store, but I wanted a physical copy, and so I thought I'll get one while I could see it. So I got this for about £20. New and sealed Donkey Kong Crunchy Tropical. I think I got this quite cheap. I think it's about 25. I have I've set this up, but I haven't had chance to play it. It's sickening. I should have done. House of the Dead. This is the game that I've got a sort of a plastic shotgun peripheral to make it a bit more immersive. It's not a proper light gun game, but it's it's okay. You do need to modify the controls though, and there's lots of tutorial videos on YouTube on how to do it to make it a bit more easier to play and enjoy. So it's okay. It's a nice little set though. Another arcade type game which I wanted, and I got it cheap while I could. I think it's about under £20. Aqua Moto Racing Utopia. A horror game on the Switch which I got cheap. Again, I think it was about a £20 mark, but it's sort of Resident Evil type controls. I already got this on the PS5. I wanted to get it on PS4 too, but it's Tormented Souls, another horror game. And these, I finally got these from Strictly Limited. Took forever, but they got here in the end. So we have Cotton Saturn Tribute. So it's got Cotton 2 and Cotton Boomerang, which are Saturn exclusives, and a Guardian Force, which is quite an expensive shooting game on the system. Well, all these games are expensive on Saturn. Guardian Force. I played it. It's not a best shooting game by far. I would, and it's probably not worth the going rate for a Saturn copy, to be perfectly honest. But to get it on this collection is it's fine. It's perfectly more cheapable way of getting it. I mean, I do have a reproduction on the Saturn of that Guardian Force game, as well as those other Cotton games. But still, it's nice to have a release, and Cotton Fantasy as well. So again, it's great to have that finally. And this was also from Strictly Limited. I kind of double dip on this because I've got this on PS4, which I'll show in a minute. And it's Death Smiles 1 and 2. I do have Death Smiles 1 on the Western Xbox 360 and Death Smiles 2 on the Japanese Xbox 360. Both fantastic shooting games. But to get on modern systems, definitely. I said I've got that on PS4 as well, I believe. Okay, going back to PlayStation now. One lonely PS5 game which I got for £17 from the game, Werewolf. People are saying this is a very basic, mediocre game. The graphics of it's almost like Xbox 360 type graphics, even though it's on the bloody PS4 and PS5. Yeah, it's a horror game. It's full of collection. It wasn't too expensive, so there you go. One PS3 game which I wanted now. James, Retro Import Gamer, he got this from the States on the Wii. And I was looking into it, I was going to get it as well, but I realised that you could actually get it on the PS3, which is even better because the PS3 is not regional locked like the Wii is. And to be honest, I'd rather have it on the PS3 anyway, because obviously it's a better system than the Wii. So it's a NASCAR Unleashed game. So this is more like a destruction type NASCAR game, which has got a lot of arcadey type elements thrown into. So got this from the States. There wasn't a huge amount of money. I think it was about £15 for another £10 shipping again. Happy, yeah, it's a good game. So if you're in the States, guys, and you collect for PS3, have you got this? Why not? You can probably get it as cheap as chips over there. Okay, PS4, time for a drink. Yeah. I'll save that one for last. Monster Jam Steel Titans. I got all the Monster Jam games, and I can't remember how much I paid for it. Sorry. Limited run game. Blood Rain, Betrayal, Fresh Bites. This is Way Forward. By people who've done Shantae and stuff. Limited one. Yeah, it looks good actually. I played it for a little while. It looks good. I got this free for 2 deal from the game. Again, it wasn't a lot of money. Transformers Battleground. It's a type of a top-down strategy type fighting type game, but it's almost got not quite tower defense, but it's that sort of style. Yeah, not my sort of kind of game, to be perfectly honest, but it's Transformers. Dragons, Dawn of the New Riders, DreamWorks. How to Ride Your Dragon series of movies are underrated and are actually quite good, guys. If you're visiting any young children and they've got that movie on, it's not bad. It's quite a good movie, and the games are also quite good. So yeah. Got that full collection, because I've got the other games. I think it was about that £17 mark, but I've got a feeling that's one game that will get more expensive on the PS4. It's not released, wasn't released in huge numbers. Another limited run game, Quake. You get this on the Saturn. It did not come out on the PlayStation for whatever reason. Quake 2 did, but not the first original Quake. So good to have. Again, this is part of the 3 for 2 from the game. G.I. Joe Operation Blackout, a nice Borderlands type game. Another horror game on PS4, which I got part of a 3 for 2 deal, quite cheap. Monstrum. got this cheap. I have no idea what I paid for it. Far Cry New Dawn. CSGO Omen of Sorrow. This is like a, it's almost like a Street Fighter type fighting game, or Mortal Kombat types of fighting game, with characters that are inspired by classic horror characters, you know, like your Frankensteins and Draculas and stuff like that. It's really quite cheap, and CSGO, it's yeah, if you see it cheap, guys, I recommend it. I've played it a bit. It's not bad, not bad. It's Aliens. I had to get on every system. Extreme Elite. Goes on the PS2. It's basically. I haven't played it, to be perfectly honest, but I have played one or two other Xbox. I mean, SpongeBob games, and it's a battle for Bikini Bottom rehydrated. So it's like a remake of the classic game on the PS2. Again, this is another horror game which I wanted to get. It's been on my want list for a while. 7 Days to Die. I think it's like a survival type. You know, how long can you fight onslaught after onslaught of zombies, and it's trying to survive a number of days, 7 days. Okay, got this from CEX. It's Steins Gate Elite. There's been a few other Steins Gate games on the systems. I've got this cheap. It's all nice, neat condition from CEX. Mafia Definitive Edition. Override 2 Ultraman Edition. I got this. I think I got it from eBay or something. Quite cheap, for about a tenner. Okay, another Red Art Games shooting game, IAI. This is one. I think you grind a little bit to build up your you know, your weapons and your defences, and it enables you to do harder levels again later. So it's, you know, it's one of those games that you know, quite a few levels, but you do need to replay a few levels to get, you know, strong enough to take on the tougher levels. Not a bad game. Left now. Another limited run game. It's a cave shooter. Dangon Fever On. It's I suppose it's a shooter game with some kind of inspired by almost like disco as well. It's a bit strange, really. It's not a best light gun. I mean, it's not light gun. It's a put a hell game out there, but still, it's one that's I wanted for on the console. So yeah, got it from eBay because I missed it out on limited run, and I think it was about, it wasn't cheap. It was about £70, unfortunately. But we tried to get a cave game cheap. Okay, I got this from a 3 for 2 deal from Game, or was it CX? But it was cheap either way. It was under a tenner. For Sinking City, it's HP Lovecraft inspired horror. Another kart racing game, Kart Racers Grand Prix, SpongeBob and other Nickelodeon top characters. Sniper Ghost Warrior Contracts. Again, I got this quite cheap. I think it's about a tenner. It's got a nice slip sleeve. Another limited run game which I wanted. Comes with the glasses. It is Zombies Ate My Neighbours plus Ghoul Patrol. So these are the. I think it's got both the Mega Drive and the SNES versions of the games, or on a disc. Okay, this game I wanted was by Nicalis, and I got it off is it the Nicalis or Nisa European store. I think it was about £45, but it's got a lot of the characters from a lot of IP which I collect for, like Cave Story 2 and other bits and bobs. You can Astro Boy and stuff. Crystal Crisis. I got this from Amazon while it was reasonably good price. Neptunia and Senwin Kajura Ninja Warriors. So I can't, you know, Senran Kagura, sort of smutty shooting type games, I suppose. But obviously I wanted to, you know, it's a bit of a crossover, so we got the collector's set, the box set, well, I think it comes in one style anyway, from Amazon. It wasn't a lot of money, I think I got it for about 30. World Rally Championship 5, I think that's about a 5 or somewhere. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, I think that's about a £20 mark, which isn't bad for that particular Dragon Ball game, it's not cheap. Akiba's Trip, Hellbound Debriefed. I got the first ones on the PS3, but this is like the latest one. It's on the PS4. Yeah, it's like it's a fighting game, and the idea is to not lose too many of your clothes, but strip the clothes of your opponents. It's a bit smutty, but it's got RPG elements thrown into. Okay. I got these on the Switch. I showed you. So it's the Cotton games, Cotton 2, and Cotton Boomerang, and Guardian Force, and Death Smiles 1 and 2. Okay, finally came from. Is it Strictly Limited? I got this from. I think it was. Pocky and Rocky Reshrined. Alex Nintendo Arcade loves the Pocky and Rocky series of games. I do have them as well. I mean, I've got repros on the SNES, but I do have the Wii game and PS2 game. Was there a Wii game? Yeah, there was. But I got I think it was the third game or something on the Wii and PS2, which I do own. And like I said, the repros on the SNES. But yeah, they remastered the first game. It's just the first one? I think it's just the first one. Or was it the first two? But anyway, remastered it, brought it out. It's a tough game. I'm not very good at it. It is hard. It really is hard. To unlock very easy mode, you have to complete a game or something, or get so far on easy mode, which is kind of strange. You know, to unlock an easier mode, you have to complete it on a harder mode. Because if you was able to complete it on a harder mode, or get far on harder mode, why would you want a very easy mode? I don't know. Okay, another fighting type game, a bit of a Streets of Rage type inspired game. I had ordered this from Red Art Games. It's got a lot of cartoony comic book type inspired art, so it's that very Streets of Rage, and that is Mayhem Brawler. Also a lot of money. That's about a £20 mark. And talk of that sort of game, obviously we've got the Final Vendetta, which a lot of people picked up. I had pre-ordered this, and they released this a month early by mistake. They sent it out to me by a month early. Was it JustGeek.com who was selling it? And they emailed me back saying, "Oh, we're really sorry. We shouldn't have shipped the game out to you. If you're willing to send it back, they arranged for collection. We'll give you 50% discount on the game." So I thought, I'm not that bothered if I don't play the game for a month, so I thought, yeah, why not? And that's what I did. They collected the game within 24 hours, and as soon as the game was properly released, I got my copy was sent back and 50% discount. So it's 15 quid. So that's good. Okay, a horror game I got. This is about a £30 mark. It's English on the back as well as other European languages. It reminds me of Kuon and the Firth Project Zero type games. It's Ikai. I haven't opened it yet to play. I'm not. I want to eventually, but until I get closer to a time to be able to play it, I'm not opening it just yet. But I think that could be a horror game, a Japanese horror game, even though it's got Western release like that as. I think it's going to be a collectible, guys. I think if you're into it, I do try to pick up the horror games on the PS4. Another shooting game, Endo Crisis. Who was this by? I can't remember if this was Red Art or Pixel Heart. I don't know. Endo Crisis. I got this. Was it Amazon? Somewhere like that. Pretty sure I did. It is two smutty. It's Bishu Battle Double Strike. It's a couple of Mahjong type, almost like puzzle games, but there are some smutty elements into it. So that's not. It wasn't a lot of money. It was cheap. Talking about smutty games, One Shambhala Origin. This is a remake of the first two games that came out on the PS2, and this is a Japanese edition because it was so much cheaper than getting the Korean edition. Although the Korean edition, you do have an option to get some more English subtitles. It's playable in Japanese. Don't get me wrong. I kind of would have preferred English subtitles, but I was put off by a price to get the Korean copy nowadays because it hasn't got a Western release, unfortunately. eBayers are asking about 90 quid for it. I don't want to pay that much, so I got this from Amazon Japan for 45. Yeah, it's playable and it's cheaper, but I wish I had English subtitles on it. I was hoping that they made, release a patch for that, but they haven't done so yet. I got this part 3 for 2 deal from game Persona 5, Persona Strikers. Okay, I got this as well from Amazon. Konoha Fantasy Reverie series. It's the first two Konoha games, all updated graphics on the PS4. I do have originals. Okay, another Cotton game by Limited One, or Strictly Limited, sorry, Cotton Fantasy. This is part of the 3 for 2 deal from game Power Rangers Battle for the Grid Super Edition. A couple of more horror games I've got cheap from the game. Little Hope and House of Ashes. I've got this Steelbook edition cheap. I think it was CEX for 20 quid. Back for Blood. It was the same as the standard edition. It's a really nice Steelbook. I think I got a feeling that's online play only. So I'll probably no offline mode. So it's horror, but I probably won't get a chance to play it. Okay, one PSVR game, Windlands 2. I think it's about £17 mark. And this final game I got from CEX. When I saw it in the shop, I thought, cool, that's a lot of money. But then when I looked online, I was shocked because it's even more online. Attack on Titan, the anime. They've done 3 games on the PS4, and I got the first 2, and this is the third one, which I had on my want list for a while. But to get this online from eBay and Amazon, you're looking about 90 quid, whereas they had it in CEX for 50, and that is Attack on Titan 2 Final Battle. It's more than I would have liked to have paid, but that is an example of an expensive PS4 game, a bit like with Godzilla on the PS3. That it's not going to come down in price. That won't get any cheaper. Okay, guys, that's it. That's all my pickups for of last. To be honest, it was on and off. I've been collecting some of these games for the past 2 months, like I said, but most of it's been collected in the last few weeks. But hopefully it was something that interested you guys. Hope everyone's doing well. We're going for a bit of a heat wave here in near London where I live. So it's going to be, they say it might be 40 degrees in a couple of days, so it's quite warm. So I hope everyone's doing okay. Take care everybody, until next time, bye!